Part 77. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 762. Tang Yishan looked at her in bewilderment. What? She looked at Jinli carefully. The other party was soaking in the water, and the white bubbles covered the underwater scene, only revealing the white shoulders. She still had a wig on her head, no different from any ordinary girl taking a bath. So, what just happened? Jinli stretched out one hand to support the edge of the bathtub, looked at her with her chin propped, and said in a very dissatisfied tone, "In your eyes, that's how scary I look? That kind of sticky, greasy, ugly snake, how does it look like it?" Tang Yishan was completely confused, but she was still afraid. What are you talking about? Also, who are you? In fact, what she wants to ask more is, are you human? Jinli sneered, I don't know what happened. Tang Yishan nodded. Jinli said, it's very simple. I knew it when you entered my room. I didn't know what you were trying to do furtively, so I just cast a blind eye. Tang Yishan was stunned. A blindfold? What the hell is that? Jinli nodded, it's just a small technique, you will see what you think in your inner consciousness. Speaking of this, the little fairy was very upset again. She glared at Tang Yishan, I am a snake in your heart. Tang Yishan. This cannot blame her. She saw the white scales on the back of Jinli's neck. It also reminded me of the boa constrictor I encountered in the mountains a few days ago. It was obviously a very ferocious python, but it was peaceful in Jinli's hands. Moreover, it was very human, as if it could understand Jinli's words. Thinking about it this way, how could she hold back from thinking too much? Hearing her excuse, Jinli looked disgusted. Tang Yishan reacted after realizing it, so, just now, you have been playing tricks on me. Jinli glanced at her, you're obviously the one thinking too much, so what's none of my business? Tang Yishan was so upset that she remembered Jinli's strange ability and dared not speak. She asked again, what is the blindfold? Isn't that something only in TV dramas? What is your identity? Jinli snorted, didn't I tell you that I'm from the Taoist sect? Tang Yishan. You said it, but everyone didn't seem to take it too seriously. She looked up, but there was nothing above her head. However, that cold, thorny feeling never disappeared. She bit her lip, and finally asked the topic she had always wanted to ask. That day, in the hospital, I met a guy who looked like you and called himself a devil. Does it have anything to do with you? She fixed her eyes on Jinli. Jinli smiled, it has something to do with me, and it has nothing to do with me. Is there any difference to you? Tang Yishan, what do you mean? Jinli took it for granted, it means, whether it has anything to do with me or not, you can't do anything to me. Tang Yishan. Her face was flushed with anger, don't go too far. Jinli looked at her lazily, if I want to go too far, what can you do? I guess, do you want to pass the audio from your phone? Tang Yishan was shocked, how did she know? The next moment, something that scared her even more happened, the cell phone she had hidden in her pocket appeared in Jinli's hands at some point. Jinli's hands were still dripping wet. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 763. She tapped lightly, and a familiar voice came out. Tang Yishan subconsciously stretched out her hand to check, sure enough, the phone in her pocket was gone. She looked at Jinli in horror, how did you do it? She was sure that Jinli had never been close to her during the long chat just now. How did she manage to take away her mobile phone right under her nose? Jinli threw the phone to her, so, Tang Yishan, you have to recognize the reality. If I want to do something to you, you can just accept it obediently, and don't let me go if I say anything cruel. Clutching her phone, Tang Yishan was almost sure that the sword on her head had something to do with Jin Li. She bit her lips tightly. Why? I didn't offend you at all, did I? Jin Li glanced at Tang Yishan. This girl probably forgot what she did, right? You didn't offend yourself when you targeted yourself so much before? But Jin Li didn't plan to reason with her. As soon as her consciousness moved, Tang Yishan let out a cry of pain. The sharp sword above her head suddenly rushed in, and the sharp sword energy seemed to cut her scalp. Jin Li said softly, "Look, I don't need to reason with you. It's like you didn't need to reason with those promising young actors under Tang Films before." Tang Yishan suddenly raised her head and looked at her like a monster. What are you talking about? How could she know such a thing? Jin Li expressed his admiration for this woman's IQ. It's all over, don't you think I'm powerful enough to be measured by common sense? Tang Yishan. She was terrified in her heart, and there was inevitably a trace of emotion on her face. She took a deep breath, making sure that Jin Li couldn't hide those things. She asked, "So, are you entrusted by one of those people to take revenge on me?" Jin Li's eyes widened in surprise. Why do you think that? Tang Yishan was more surprised than she, isn't it? Not why are you targeting me? Jin Li looked like you were thinking too much. Of course not, what kind of person are you, and you deserve my revenge. Tang Yishan. MD is very angry to hear this. She didn't even know what expression she was going to put on to face Jin Li, so she had to choose a cold face in the end. Tang Yishan was indifferent. If not, why did you target me? Jin Li, let's be clear, it was your malicious intentions that were aimed at me first. Tang Yishan. Jin Li, I just realized that you are malicious to me, so I paid extra attention. Then I realized, wow, you are really bad, you deserve to be punished. Tang Yishan. So Tang Yishan couldn't believe it, that's it? Jin Li nodded, that's right. Tang Yishan took a few deep breaths. It was hard to believe that the thing that tortured her for so many days came from such a reason. She was very angry, so angry that she wanted to curse, hit someone, and smash things. It's a pity that she dare not scold the person in front of her, nor can she beat her. She thought for a while and begged softly, Jin Li, I know I was wrong, please let me go, okay? It's kind of pitiful for someone who has always been strong to show such a weak look. However, the little fairy is more of a cold and heartless little fairy. She responded to Tang Yishan coldly, it's not enough for you to say you know you're wrong. 6 more. I can spare a little today. We'll see you there. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 764. Tang Yishan was taken aback, and looked at her. What? Jin Li said, I said, it's not enough to say you're wrong, you have to do it. Tang Yishan immediately promised, I will definitely do it, really, I will change. Jin Li lay back comfortably, then you can change it? Just one sentence, gone. Tang Yishan. After a while, she asked expectantly, Jin Li, so, are you going to let me go? Jin Li looked sideways, looking at her with a half smile but not a smile, I've never let you go. Her fair face was steamed into a light pink, which was amazingly charming. Tang Yishan, only you can undo this curse. Tang Yishan, what do you mean? What do you mean? You should be aware of it yourself. If you have good thoughts, it will stay away from you, and if you have evil thoughts, it will be like a thorn in your body. Jin Li sighed leisurely, if you do more good deeds in the future and don't do bad things, of course this sword will not have any impact on your life. When you do enough good deeds, it will even disappear automatically. This is the only solution method. Tang Yishan didn't believe it. She always felt that Jinli was lying to herself. If she was the one who cast the curse on herself, how could she not undo it? But she didn't dare to question Jinli. She was even a little afraid to look at Jinli directly. At this moment, in Tang Yishan's heart, this woman, who was so beautiful that she was not like a mortal, was a monster. A monster wielding evil spells. Jinli, who could hear Tang Yishan's inner voice. Tisk. She waved her hand in disdain. Okay, you hurry up and leave, so I won't be unhappy seeing you. Tang Yishan. She gritted her teeth and left bitterly. Asterisk. Going downstairs again, Yi Beicheng looked at Tang Yishan and complained, "You've been away for a long time." But she just complained casually, and pointed to the side. "During the time you went, I baked a lot of things, come and try." Tang Yishan smiled at him, still a little absent-minded. She bit the barbecue, looked around aimlessly, and suddenly saw Lu Zhenjia's side. Next to the other side's grill, a lot of delicious food has been baked, carefully placed on the plate, and even wrapped in tin foil to keep it warm. You can tell who it is for at a glance. Tang Yishan's gaze was filled with pity. She felt that Lu Zhenjia was very pitiful. What about the head of the Lu family? What about the youngest, handsome, and richest man in Hua country? Haven't you been tricked by a monster? Mr. Lu must not know Jinli's true identity. I'm afraid he still thinks his girlfriend is a poor little girl who needs to be cared for. Tang Yishan was thinking like this, and suddenly she was patted by Yi Beicheng beside her. What are you doing? Tang Yishan was a little displeased when her thoughts were interrupted. Yi Beicheng said quickly in a low voice, "No matter what thoughts you have, keep them hidden, and it's being broadcast live now." Tang Yishan. What's on my mind? Yi Beicheng originally cared about the other party's face, so he didn't make it clear. But with Tang Yishan's appearance, he could only say, "Mr. Lu has a girlfriend." Everyone can see that the two of them have a very good relationship. Even if you have any thoughts, hide them. You just said the eyes are so straight that they almost stick to Mr. Lu. Tang Yishan. What the hell is this all about? She said angrily, "What are you thinking? I don't like him." This is true. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 765. Tang Yishan likes to date boys who are clean, handsome, and obedient. To put it more clearly, it means that the family background is worse than myself. She herself is the eldest lady of Tang's film industry, she is not short of money, and she doesn't want to climb higher branches. So making a boyfriend, of course, makes me think about how to make myself feel at ease. A man like Lu Zhenjia, although perfect, was never in Tang Yishan's consideration. According to Tang Yishan's thinking, the other party is richer than herself, looks better than herself, and looks like a man with a strong and domineering personality. If she finds a boyfriend like this, most of the time she must cater to the other party and accommodate each other. If a quarrel breaks out, she can't fight it. How tired. Her own conditions are good enough, why not find an obedient and sensible man? Whether it's a little milk dog or a little wolf dog, or a gentle uncle. With a good temper, he can coax himself, how to make it comfortable, and he can handle it. So when she heard Yi Beicheng's words, she was immediately annoyed. Don't talk nonsense. Yi Beicheng shrugged, not sure if he believed it or not. You say you don't like it? I don't care about it, but you better restrain yourself. If you really want to get involved in the relationship between Mr. Lu and Jinli, believe me, you will definitely be scolded to death. Tang Yishan rolled her eyes. Don't worry, I won't. As she said that, she glanced at Lu Zhenjia again, feeling even more pitiful for him. About 10 minutes later, Jinli also appeared. Lu Zhenjia handed her the baked food. Eat slowly, and tell me what else you want to eat. Jinli hummed. Lu Zhenjia asked in a low voice, is it over? Jinli nodded. Well, now, The transformation of my divine body has been completed. Lu Zhenjie laughed, congratulations. Jinli frowned, as if she wanted to say something, but didn't speak. The audience on the barrage, but the focus is not the same. Is it my illusion? Why do I feel that Jinli seems to have turned white a lot? It's not an illusion, I also think Jinli is so white that it looks like it's glowing. Isn't it white and glowing? Why do I feel that Jinli's skin is so smooth, it really seems to be glowing? Ha ha ha, it should be a problem with the lighting of the lens, right? How do people shine? I don't care, I think my little fairy is beautiful again, I'm just responsible for licking and licking. Licking the screen. Ad 1, the little fairy is getting more and more beautiful. When Lu's father handed over the carefully preserved barbecue to Jinli, my heart has not fluctuated at all. There is no fluctuation. Ad 1, isn't this a normal situation? It's strange that Lu's father doesn't like this. Asterisk. In the distance, Tang Yishan glanced this way again, seeing the relationship between Lu Zhenjie and Jinli, she pursed her lips. She thought, Lu Zhenjie definitely doesn't know that the girlfriend she takes care of is that kind of monster with sorcery. Pitiful. She even had some revenge, Jinli seemed to care about this boyfriend's appearance. Then go and tell Lu Zhenjie the truth. She believed that no man would be willing to accept such a girlfriend. Thinking of this, she suddenly felt a little ready to move. But in the next moment, the icy sword edge brushed against her scalp, causing her to shudder. Tang Yishan woke up immediately, and remembered what Jinli said. If you move evil thoughts, it will approach you. 8 more. The day before yesterday's 2 added ducks. Ask for a monthly pass, ask for a monthly pass, ask for a monthly pass. Good night. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 766. Tang Yishan didn't dare to act like a demon anymore, she lowered her head and grilled obediently. Jinli glanced at her from a distance and said nothing. She was a little absent-minded at night. After the barbecue was over, the guests returned to their rooms. Jinli was lying in the bathtub, the water temperature was right, and it was very comfortable to soak in it. She closed her eyes in a daze. Jinli started dreaming again. She dreamed of something familiar. That wreath. Lu Zhenjie, who looked like a god, stood in front of him, carefully took it out, and put it on his head with great care. She could feel herself being happy. Jinli, happy birthday, she heard him say. Asterisk. When he woke up from the dream, Jinli was in a daze. This is an absolutely impossible dream. She remembers very clearly, from birth, to growing up, taking shape, and becoming an adult. All the memories are there. If Lu Zhenjie had given herself a gift on her birthday, there was no way she would not have remembered it. But if this is false, why is this dream so real? She touched her heart, and the moment she received the gift, the great surprise and joy seemed to still remain here. Jinli got up. She knocked on the door next door. Lu Zhenjie woke up the moment she knocked on the door. Jinli, he looked at her suspiciously. Jinli walked into his room and sat down. I had a dream. She frowned and looked at Lu Zhenjie. I want to ask you something. What's the matter? Lu Zhenjie sat down beside her with a gentle expression. Jinli pondered for a moment before saying, I dreamed that you gave me that crown of weeping flowers and wished me a happy birthday. Lu Zhenjie's expression suddenly became very subtle. Jinli had been staring at him closely, and seeing his expression made him even more suspicious. Tell me, is this really just a dream? Jinli asked him. Lu Zhenjie smiled. I said no, do you believe it? Jinli thought for a while. If someone else said that, I wouldn't believe it. But if it was you? She said, tell me what's going on first. Lu Zhenjie said, the fact is that we have known each other long ago, when you were far from being transformed, and... He paused, We once fell in love with each other. Impossible, Jinli denied it. Lu Zhenjie looked at her. Jinli panicked for no reason. What are you talking about? Today is not April Fool's Day. Lu Zhenjie evoked a playful smile. Oh, I didn't succeed in cheating, what a clever little coy. Jinli. She was so angry that she made a move, and a basin of water splashed down in mid-air, soaking Lu Zhenjie's whole body. Pixiu who is lying, his hair will get wet, she said angrily. Lu Zhenjie laughed, and threw him down at a speed that Jinli didn't realize. The water droplets that were still falling rubbed Jinli all over her body. Lu Zhenjie smiled lazily. I have little Koi to accompany me, I'm not afraid. The slightly heavy atmosphere before disappeared, and the two quarreled for 2 minutes. Lu Zhenjie's eyes suddenly darkened. Jinli, he called her name softly. Jinli sensed something was wrong. She didn't move either, she obediently let him hold her, and looked at the man on her body nervously with her big eyes open. What, why? Lu Zhenjie looked deeply at the woman below him. I want to kiss you. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 767. Jinli panicked. It was not the first time Lu Zhenjie kissed her. But this time, she always felt that the meaning in his words and actions was different from before. This makes the fish a little nervous. She swallowed and felt her lips dry. This action made the eyes of the person on him darker. There was a flash of silver-gray light on his body, and his face had changed. Compared with Lu Zhenjie, who was a human being in the daytime, who was cold and abstinent, at this moment, the man who has recovered his real body has more handsome and aggressive facial features, and is more fascinating. Jinli looked at him blankly. I want to kiss you, he whispered softly in her ear. Can I? Jinli nodded and closed his eyes with trembling eyelids. Jinli thought that there should be more than one kiss tonight. But in fact, Lu Zhenjie didn't do anything unnecessary, even though Jinli could feel that the temperature from his skin was astonishingly hot. He got up, carried Jinli into her room, and put him on her bed. It's getting late, rest, he said to her. Jinli tilted her head to look at him. The night did not affect her vision in any way, but instead gave the man a sense of mystery. Don't you want me? The words she asked were quite straightforward. Lu Zhenjie froze. He spoke in a hoarse voice. Don't talk like that. Jinli sat up with a calm expression. Look directly at your own desires, there's nothing you can't say about it. During this period of time, she has also read a lot of short story books in the world. Lu Zhenjie said softly, I think, I'm going crazy. But let's talk about it when we return to the heaven. Jinli sized him up for a while, then murmured, you're so weird, you think so, but you still have to endure so hard. Lu Zhenjie looked back at her, with helplessness and pampering that Jinli could not understand on his face. You don't understand your own heart, so don't tease me. If it really catches fire, you will feel better. Jinli was not convinced and wanted to say something, but Lu Zhenjie patted her head, turned and left. Jinli lay on the bed, closed her eyes, and fell asleep. Lu Zhenjie next door was leaning against the wall, looking into the distance calmly, as if looking into some distant past through all obstacles. My little Koi. A low sigh came from the darkness, infinitely lingering. When he woke up the next morning, the nervous little fairy fish had long forgotten what happened last night. She got up happily, and happily ate the loving breakfast made by Lu Zhenjie. Continue to record the program. As her fame grew, more and more golden energy gathered towards her every day. It's just a pity, she tried, but still couldn't break this world and return to the heaven. Although Jinli was a little depressed, she gradually felt that life in the world was quite interesting, so she would go back later if she went back later. Anyway, it's only a few decades, and the time to open your eyes and close your eyes has passed. The ratings of this show are very good as expected. The director even wrapped Jinli an extra big red envelope in private. One of the default things in the circle now is, Jinli is very lucky, and wherever she is, luck will not be bad. Look at the shows she participated in, the TV series she filmed, which one is not so popular? The director is not someone who believes in gods and Buddhas, but those in their circle always hope that everything will go smoothly. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 768. When the 6 groups of guests separated, they originally wanted to hug each other to show friendship. It was like this every issue before, no matter how bad we get along, we have to act like everyone is nice in front of the camera. Only this time it was the same. No one dared to ask Father Lu for a hug. Jinli was very popular, except for Tang Yishan. Speaking of Tang Yishan, thanks to the sharp sword above her head, she has lived in trepidation for the past month, not in the mood to be picky and dare not make trouble anymore. Her word of mouth has greatly improved, and there is a faint trend of rising to a higher level. Logically speaking, she should thank Jinli. But in fact, when Tang Yishan saw Jinli, it was like a mouse seeing a cat. Not to mention a hug, she didn't even dare to look at Jinli. Jinli didn't make it difficult for her. The two nodded, and the matter was over. The first thing Tang Yishan does after leaving the show is to go home. She called home ahead of time. Both Tang's father and Tang's mother specially waited for her at home. When seeing Tang Yishan, Tang's father was very pleased and praised her for her maturity. If you were able to be like this before, how could I say such angry words that I don't trust you to hand over the company? Tang Yishan is not in the mood to talk about the company now. She almost collapsed and shouted, "Dad, save me." Father Tang was surprised. What's going on? Tang Yishan told what happened to herself. She sobbed and said, "It has been suspended above my head like this, Dad, I don't even know when it will fall. This feeling of life being controlled by others terrible." Tang's father and Tang's mother looked at each other. This kind of thing sounds really unbelievable. They tried to shake their hands on top of Tang Yishan's head, nothing. "Don't talk about long swords, the kind my daughter said, it doesn't have the cold sharpness." Tang's mother asked cautiously, "Shan Shan, you can't be, have you been frightened by something, have you hallucinated?" The noble lady even thought about finding a psychiatrist for her daughter with great anxiety. But Jinli shook her head desperately, "It's definitely not an illusion." Parents, you watched the show, think about it, is that woman Jinli really normal? Can normal people be so lucky? God send good luck in everything? Normal people can do it with bare hands grabbing such a big boa constrictor and making the boa constrictor dare not resist? She must have cast a curse on me. Tang's father and Tang's mother looked at each other, and finally decided to contact some friends in the circle and ask the master to have a look. Many of them who are in business believe this. It is also normal to directly reach some masters that ordinary people do not know. "Don't worry, Shan Shan, your father has just contacted the master. The master will come in 2 days, and he will be fine soon." Mother Tang held her daughter's hand. Tang Yishan rested her head on her mother's shoulder and did not speak. Jinli didn't know that the Tang family was looking for a master. She has now returned to her small villa and turned into a salted fish again. "Sure enough, my own house is more comfortable," she said with emotion. Lan Ting hasn't seen her for a long time, and misses her terribly. "By the way, Jinli, you have a package," she said. Jinli was curious, "What package?" Lan Ting got up and brought it to her. "It seems to be sent from the White Pigeon country." "In Beg country, where is the only sister you know?" Jinli took the package in his hand and opened it. Inside were a jar of sugar, a bottle of wine, 2 golden leaves, and a letter. "The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess." Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 769. The letter was sent by Lu Qinghua, also known as Hua Zhongling. The handwriting is very correct, and it looks like a very, very well-behaved child. Master Jinli. The grapes and many fruits in the manor are ripe. I picked a lot and made fruit wine with the fruit growers. My mother said it tasted very good. I specially left some for you and sent it to you. Please try it. Also, I made wine and buried it in the ground of the manor. My mother said that I can eat it when you come to the country of white pigeons next time. I also made the fruit candy, but I couldn't make the shape well, so I used a little magic to cheat. My mother didn't know, and praised me, ha ha ha. Also, brother Lu Qingyuan came over on Saturday. He is very good looking and brought me a gift. She was like a child with endless energy, very interested in everything, chattered a lot in the letter, and said that she really, really missed Jinli. Jinli read the letter, a little funny. Lanting didn't read the contents of the letter, but was a little surprised. Is there anyone still writing letters now? Jinli put the letter away and smiled. He's an interesting kid. She took out her mobile phone and sent a video invitation to Hua Zhongling. When I went to bed country last time, Lu Jianzhen prepared all the daily necessities for her. Of course there was no shortage of mobile phones, and the contact information was also added. The video connects quickly. Zongling's face in the painting, which was 3 points similar to Jinli's, appeared on the screen. Master Jinli, her face was flushed, obviously very excited. Lanting. She was even more confused. What kind of strange name is this? Jinli looked at the spirit in the painting and smiled. I just came back from the show and saw the gift you sent me. As soon as Hua Zhongling listened to the show, he said, I watched your show, it was very good and beautiful. I went back and watched it several times. Jinli liked this kind of little girl. She was good looking and well spoken, and she was so sweet when she praised her. She asked her, how are you doing recently? How is my sister? Hua Zhongling began to babble that her mother was very kind to her, and she took her out to play, and then began to praise Beg country for its delicious food and fun, and how friendly everyone is. Jinli. She understood that the spirit in this painting was a talkative. She listened for a long time before she said, if you have anything to ask me in the future, you can call or chat on your mobile phone. How troublesome it is to write a letter. Hua Zhongling defended a bit, but I read in the book that writing a letter will show more sincerity, and the person who receives the letter will be very happy. She wanted to share her happiness with Master Jinli, and hoped that Master Jinli would be happy too. Jinli just smiled, that's fine too. The spirit in the painting asked AI expectantly, then, can I also send videos with Master Jinli? Jinli was taken aback, why not? In the painting, Ling blushed and faltered. When she faced Jinli, she always felt ashamed. She wanted to get close but was afraid that she was not worthy of being close to the goddess above the 9 heavens. Seeing her appearance, Jinli said, don't be afraid, I like you very much. Hua Zhongling smiled, and his big eyes sparkled, yes. After the video was over, Lanting leaned over gossiping, wow, who is this? It sounds like your little girl. Jinli said, my sister's adopted daughter, cute little girl. Lanting knew as soon as she heard it, is that the little girl who appeared on the show, who looks a bit like you? 4 more. I don't know what happened, it's at this time sorrowful JPG. Will update tomorrow. Love me again. Good night. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 770. Jinli nodded. Lanting said enviously, the Lu family's genes are really good. It's fine that Lu's father and his family are so good looking. Mrs. Lu adopted a daughter with such good looks. Jinli was amused. King Hua has nothing to do with Lu Jiazhan, it's obviously because she looks so good looking like a little fairy. The phone rang, interrupting Jinli. Jinli took a look. It was Long Hao. This man, if there is nothing important, he will definitely not come to him. She got up and said to Lan Ting, I'll answer the phone. Seeing her like this, Lan Ting knew that it was inconvenient for others to hear her, so she tactfully found an excuse to get up and leave. Anything else happened? Jinli asked. Long Hao's tone was quick. There is indeed a major event. Is it convenient for you to come to our supervision bureau? Jinli thought for a while. Yes. Long Hao said again, if possible, can you ask again, Mr. Lu? Jinli. You should have his contact information, right? Long Hao's tone was very calm. Mr. Lu's personal mobile phone is often unanswered. In fact, it wasn't that no one answered, but that Lu Zhenjia was too lazy to answer. Jinli knew what was going on, and wanted to laugh a little. Okay, I'll ask him. She hung up the phone, sensed it, and found that Lu Zhenjia was not at home. If you are not at home, then you are in the company. Jinli tidied up and said to Lan Ting, I'm going out for a while. Lan Ting asked curiously, where are you going? Go to the Lu family. Lan Ting. She became emotional all of a sudden. Mr. Lu. Are you going to see Papa Lu? Jinli. I don't think your reaction is too intense, she said. Lan Ting shook her head desperately. No. I'm already very restrained. My heart has already danced and played the soundtrack automatically. Jinli. Lan Ting, you can't stop a CP party from eating sugar like crazy. Jinli. Lan Ting, so you are really going to see Papa Lu? Jinli nodded. It's true that I have something to do with him. Lan Ting jumped up all of a sudden, and automatically understood, that's why I miss him. As she said this, she took a critical look at Jinli's attire today, and found that no matter how picky she was, she couldn't find any shortcomings, so she nodded. Jinli is perfect today, and Father Lu will be very surprised. Bah! Jinli. That's why, she thinks there are a lot of human dramas. She drove to Lu's by herself. When I entered the Lu's headquarters, without any surprise, I received a lot of scrutiny. Seeing Jinli at the front desk, he was a little confused. Miss Jinli, are you here to see Mr. Lu? The tone of the front desk was a little excited. There is not a single employee in the Lu family who hasn't watched fireworks on Earth, so of course they know the relationship between their immediate boss and the one in front of them. Looking at the boss's appearance, he felt that his palm was not soft enough to hold Miss Jinli in his hand. This is, ironclad, Lu's future proprietress. Jinli smiled and nodded. Well, where is he? Wait a minute, I'll make a call, the receptionist said cautiously. Jinli saw her nervousness and said nothing. The front desk quickly called the president's office, and the other side replied quickly. The receptionist smiled at Jinli and said, Miss Jinli, please wait a moment, we will have someone take you up soon. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 771. Jinli nodded. She didn't sit in the rest area, but stood there waiting for someone. The front desk spoke to her carefully, with an obvious gesture of hospitality. Many people sitting in the rest area noticed her. In one of these places were 4 young men. The young man in a suit in the middle looked at Jinli and asked strangely, what's the origin of that woman? The employees of the Lu Corporation are so attentive to him. This man is called Zhou Yi, a master of sea turtles, a bit talented, and very arrogant. He came to Lu's this time just to get Lu's investment. People from the Lu family have seen his plan, and it is novel, but it is too idealistic and not very operable. The people from the Lu family refused, but Zhou Yi was not reconciled. He always felt that his plan was good enough, and Lu's failure to adopt it was because the person in charge had no vision. Or, thinking about it darker, it was because the person in charge of his scheme was jealous of his talent, so he purposely suppressed him. He wanted to see Lu Zhenjie, who was the real ruler, and let him see his own things with his own eyes. But how precious is Lu Zhenjie's time? Although Pixie Lu has been lazy a lot now, he accompanied Jinli to participate in a variety show for a month very willfully before, and now he is almost buried by the backlog when he returns home. How can he have extra time to watch an overly illusory and ideal plan? Hanging here on Monday. But he was still not reconciled, and planned to stay here and squat on Lu Zhenjie to get off work, and at the same time observe Lu's customers coming and going. Among them, Jinli was undoubtedly a very special one. The people around him followed his gaze, and when they saw real Jinli, they didn't hide the surprise in their eyes. "You mean Jinli? That's Mr. Lu's girlfriend." There are many people with the surname Lu in the Lu family, but there is only one Mr. Lu. That's the man you want to see on Monday. Mr. Lu's girlfriend? Zhou Yi's heart moved, and he asked, "Which family is she from?" It seems that she has a very good relationship with Mr. Lu. If the relationship is not good, how can the front desk be so attentive? Not long after returning to China on Monday, he was focused on his career again. Of course, he didn't have the heart to watch any variety shows, let alone pay attention to the entertainment industry. "So I didn't know Jinli and didn't know the story between her and Lu Zhenjie." The companion knew him, so he didn't think it was strange, and said with a smile, "Jinli is not a daughter of a famous family, she is an actress. Mr. Lu and her have a very good relationship. If nothing else, she will be the future mistress of the Lu family." Hearing this, Zhou Yi smiled. "That's it?" He looked at the figure from afar, and because of the distance, he couldn't see the specific appearance clearly, but just looking at the back and temperament, he knew that she must be a good beauty. It turns out that the patriarch of the Lu family is also a layman in essence. Zhou Yi began to think quickly in his heart, Lu's side can't get through, so, what if he went to Mr. Lu's girlfriend? She is a star, and her family background is not good. Such a woman must not have high vision. It's not too difficult for him to prepare a more expensive gift and ask her to help bring a few words to Mr. Lu. He never thought that he would be rejected by Jinli. A person like him who is both good in character and learning and proud of his talent doesn't think highly of the entertainment industry. The more I think about it on Monday, the more I feel that this is feasible. Of course, he couldn't go to Jinli in front of Lu's employees, thinking about what kind of excuse he would find to strike up a conversation after Jinli left. Jinli was talking to the front desk. She felt something in her heart and glanced in the direction of the rest area. Someone wants to plot against her again? Two more, I think today's me will be a diligent me. See you later.